Hi everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to our very first MoveUP Job Steward Spotlight. For our first edition, we have a very, very special job steward who just happens to be our longest serving job steward throughout all of our units, and that includes the utility group, ICBC, and the combined group as well. So this member actually started in 1974. They filed their first grievance in 1987, which was a change of shift issue. This member was also a huge resource when we filed a policy grievance on BC Hydro's practice of contracting in. He's also served on the executive board and council, and I'd like you to meet Brian White from BC Hydro.
Yep, I started 3 years before I was born. It's amazing.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for agreeing to have this little chat, Brian. I really appreciate it. I've always respected you, and you've always been this, a beacon of knowledge for all of our job stewards. Can I?
Obviously, you don't know me that well.
May I ask you what prompted you to become a job steward?
Actually, it was after we had a strike in 1980, 81. It's like a 12-week strike or something like that. I was the picket captain, or one of the many there was like one of the many hundreds of picket captains. And a fellow was on the board, and I worked with at the time, a guy named Kevin Savage. He later worked at ICBC. He worked in the training part of ICBC there, but he was in the computer at the time. He asked me he said, hey, you might be a pretty good job steward. And I was, young and not really bright. And I thought, well, yeah, okay, if they're asking, sure. And that's how I became a job steward.
What is your favorite memory?
Favorite memory?
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Of everything.
Don't know about favorite, but a good funny one was when we were in bargaining, and there's a lot of downtime in bargaining, as you're probably aware, right? Because you're always waiting for the other side's waiting for you, and there's just like lots of time to kill. So one of the things I would do to help entertain the rest of the crew, I'd get out the union contract, and I'd read it like it was a Bible thumper. Right? And I'd say stuff like, and looking at the good book, Article 1, 02. It gives you your right to grieve. It gives you your right to appeal. And all that. And so that's fine, right? We're all having a good laugh at that. And Vince Reddy comes in. Right? He was our mediator at the time.
Yeah.
And Vince Reddy was like, pretty big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Brian, do that imitation for him.
Oh, really?
I go, like, what? Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. So I pick up the good book, and I give the whole preaching thing, right? And he's laughing, and the team's laughing, and I'm going, that's great. Biggest mediator in BC, and I'm looking like an idiot. But that's perfectly fine. Kept everything loose, and that he realizes that we're loose. We're not feeling tension or anything like that.
Yeah.
Which is always a good thing to do in front of a mediator, is to look like, yeah, we're fine.
One of the things that I really appreciate too is the amount of training that MoveUP puts forward, and the concern about ensuring that our job stewards are well trained and have the tools. And so that's why we have the Job Steward Seminar. It used to be downtown, but now it's up at Harrison, so that everybody can be up there. But one of the things that was really nice was I was in Nanaimo on a site visit, and I think it was 2019, pre-pandemic. And I was at a hydro.
In the before days.
Yeah. I was at a hydro facility in Nanaimo, and they were talking about how much they enjoyed the Job Steward Seminar, and that they met somebody who lives in Nanaimo from ICBC, and they go for dinner all the time. And one of the things that I find with the Job Steward Seminar is it does bring everybody from all units together and build relationships and rapport and friendships, so that when there's ever a problem or an impact to one of our units, then everybody's there to help and support. Have you been to the Job Steward Seminars?
Not lately. Early in my job stewarding, I did, like in the 80s and stuff, but after a while, I've been to a lot of them, and got my daughter at home, and it's like, okay, I've been to those, right? But it is a great place to meet people. It's a great place to network. And So now you know a job steward, presumably in your own company, but even as a different company that you built a relationship with of some kind, right? But you got a question, you going, oh, he's worked with shifts before, I met him. The questions come about shifts, so how does this shift stuff work? Oh, well,
Yeah.
you know, or they were talking to me about this, maybe they know something about this part of it, and you can go back and forth,
Yeah.
right? And you can, you get support.
Yeah.
So absolutely, yeah. So it's good from a number of ways. One, you know, 'cause you get knowledge and learning and stuff, which is, you know, generally a useful thing. But in your downtime, you know, if you actually get to meet with the other stewards, talk with them, and again, people.
Yes.
They're just people. You again, you get this diversity of different kinds of people,
Yeah.
right? And different kinds of points of view, and yeah, it's just very helpful. It just helps open you up, helps keep you open, helps reopen you.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Brian. I
you're
really
welcome.
appreciate you taking the time. Did you have any last thoughts on how you think MoveUp can improve? Like what we can do as a union, as a movement?
You know, being a union, we are perfect in every way. It's hard. Like it's just just keeping open with people, right? And now this has always been the question since I've been a steward. How do you get people to be engaged? How do you get people aware? And I have no wisdom on this. I wish I did.
Yeah.
You'd figure being this old, you know, like only 49, like I say, 3 years younger than when I was started here. 47, so I'm doing the math wrong. Even the brain's going, everything's going, the brain, the works. But if any members are watching this, like, you know, just find a steward. If you can't find a steward, become one, because it's well worth your while. If there's a meeting comes up, whether it's by Zoom, Skype, at a place, go to it. Right? If it's in your workplace, just go to it. Just, you know, say hello.
Yeah.
It's worth your while. You'll find out stuff. You go, oh, yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, so definitely that's what I'd say to the members. If you're watching this, come out to the meetings. If you see a job steward, say hello. Talk to them to stuff that isn't necessarily about union stuff, if you can.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
They
always
appreciate
nice.
they appreciate
Yes.
that. You know, we're people too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you have a union question, by all means, talk to them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and if you're at Hydro and you don't know a job steward, well, you can see my face, so look me up on the directory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, thank you very
Okay,
much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.